are live. This is the SMT Podcast Scallops Edition with Zero the Coolest and Pete. We are in the house and we're live. It's February 4th. I think it's like 28 degrees in the CLE and we just got 2 feet of snow.
Man,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Zero Cool. Whatever, bro.
man, you're balmy over there. Let me tell you.
Balmy.
Yeah, here in Longmont, we got about 10 inches of snow, and the high for the next few days we're looking around 20.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
28's like that much of an upgrade, dog.
Hey, every degree counts when your feet are freezing when you wake up, even if it is that Fahrenheit system.
Good point, Pete. Good point, man. All right, we got a poll that's up. I do see some peeps in the house. I see Casually Unfiltered Culvers. I see Ron. Big Term is in the house. Mad Bird. Viv says, we didn't get that much around here. Lucky you, man, because we got dumped on.
I don't know. It depends. Is she in a place where they need groundwater?
I think she's on the eastern seaboard. Plenty of water.
Too much water sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got some others. We got Jason T in the house. Baby Yoda's in the house. Hashtag Mod Squad. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming by. We got Cowboy. Hello to you. By the way, I'm not sure if sometimes I do scheduled tweets, right? And sometimes I doubt, I question if they actually do tweet them as scheduled as I kind of said it. So,
I have no idea how Twitter works. So,
bro, the problem is this. YouTube drops the ball, man, on the notification squad.
I got mine
I got mine an hour and a half ago.
I got mine like half hour ago.
Okay, all right.
What
up, John?
Actually, I got 2 notifications from YouTube regarding this.
Okay, well, so you got like the 30-minute joint, and then you got the live joint.
That would make it 3.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Carlos said, screw YouTube. I mean, the notification's the problem, you know. Aaron P's in the house. We got Tech with Obed. We got John. What else we got here? Ryan's in the house. Patrick is here. Ice and snow finally melted today. Still dropping 6 degrees tonight. Sheesh.
Hey, the ice and snow melting, that's a step in the right direction. Makes it safer for people to drive around.
Rich Z in the house. He's coming at a dub V. Cowboys here. Just got the notification on YouTube, so it's better late than never. I don't know. The way I look at it with YouTube, it's like as long as the notification goes out at some point in the first 10 minutes of the podcast, because some people like to, to get their shout outs in and, hear us say hello to them and stuff. So,
I think when I stream, Kazi's like right on the ball for some reason.
Yeah. 82 degrees, seriously?
Where are you at, Mad Bird?
Must be in
Puerto
Tampa.
Rico?
Gotta be in Tampa.
What about Puerto Rico?
Isn't that like a daily thing for PR? 80?
Yeah. And let me tell you, when I was down there a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, that stuff was nice.
Yeah, believe it.
Walked around, sandals, mojito most of the time.
It's always the sandals day in Florida.
There you go, Florida.
I stopped my sandals here in Colorado when we go below 40.
All right, so we exchanged pleasantries. We're now 4 minutes in. We kind of do that the first 5 minutes. So for people who maybe are new to the podcast, don't expect too much actual content on the front end. All right, just saying, we're all friends here, like me, Zero, Cool, Pete. Like, these are actual friendships that we have. So, like, sometimes we just let it, kind of let it go where it goes,
Heck, these two both contributed to my recent master's thesis.
That's what you gotta do, dog. All right, gents, we should do the first topic, though, now that we're approaching that 5-minute mark.
Yep.
I went ahead and put up a poll, Pete. I know you're amped up about this one. All right, so here, let me give you my process as to why I set up the poll this way. All right. The question is, which MNO, mobile network operator, will deploy N77 C Band, which is through 3.45 gigahertz. So that's Spectrum Auction 110 stuff, just finished, right? And then the 3.7 gigahertz, which is, Spectrum Auction 107 that, what was it, auction like a year and a half ago or something?
Year and a half.
Yeah. So those two things combined. You got AT&T, Dish, yes, Dish, Pete. All right, calm down. Dish,
Oh, I know
T-Mobile,
Dish
and
bought.
Verizon. Okay, so what's your gripe, Pete?
I mean, they have AWS and they're having AT&T deploy it.
So what's okay? So what's your problem with the construction of the pole?
None.
Okay. So
No, my problems with there are some older cell phones, like year-old cell phones, that in theory the antenna can be adjusted with an update to pick up these frequencies. And if you listen to, what was it, today you did a video on AT&T's deployment saying need a 2022 phone or newer. Yeah. I mean, if the phone is able to do the 3 gigahertz range, turn that on, let people go on it. Don't do a premium upsell for a device to access the network.
I mean, I agree. I think it's unfortunate that it's happening, but I think there's hope, Pete.
I mean, if the phone legitimately could not do that antenna range, even with an upgrade, that makes sense. But with the recent N77 that AT&T released in pockets, Verizon's going hog on. Pixel 6 Pro can pick up the AT&T stuff no problem, but not the Verizon, and it's the same frequency.
Okay, so how about this, Pete? Is there a possibility that AT&T's executive vice president of technology, Sandbar, is it possible that he just misspoke or just wanted to leave it kind of inconclusive on the band so that way that they could backtrack and backstep at a needed time whenever it was right?
Well, I just assume he wanted to generate new sales through cell
Pete, they
phone
just sold these things.
Yeah. So newer phones, like buy newer phones, I'm assuming he's wanting the stock price to go up because people are buying more stuff from AT&T.
Pete, they're on for 3 years. They're locked in, dog.
Yeah, I know.
They ain't going anywhere for 36 months.
Now, mind you, the 36-month thing with AT&T, I've not read the fine print, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did a jump on demand with T-Mobile with that, where at any point you can exchange the phone you've been financing and start all over again on a new one. And just bump out 3 years ago.
I just don't understand. The timing is just very questionable. They want to say things and they want to talk about it. They're getting questions, but they don't really have an answer. Like the way he said it, he's like, it's challenging. It's going to be an issue. We're gonna see if maybe we could figure it out later, or we'll update you at a later time. Bro, people want conclusive answers. How do you give half of the band support?
No idea.
Isn't that what it's really? It's half of the band.
The phone might work, it might not. Turn it sideways, you might get 3.45 maybe.
But see, that's the problem, right?
Also-
Zero Cool, like they split up. Hold on, they split up the two Spectrum auctions, and now their customers are screwed.
Well, here's the thing. This is I rated this back a little bit ago that AT&T there's no IMEI checker to check if your phone's compatible on the website. What they're doing, okay, this is their strategy to sell phones as it's always been, but with the 5G, it's going to be a lot worse. They're going to sell phones that are only compatible on their network. the top OEM phones, the Samsung and the iPhone, but the rest of the phones from like, let's just say don't expect like a OnePlus to, that might not work. Like, you know what I mean? So
now mind you, I'm not going to be surprised if T-Mobile turns on the N77 3 years from now, and my wife is holding my 6 Pro, and she magically just gets it.
Yeah, they could use support for phones that that do support that band, like for example, like Motorola phones and stuff like that. But the thing is that AT&T is being very extremely picky. Now, when it comes to who's going to deploy the C Band right, I'm actually going to choose both Verizon and AT&T because they both are very capable of doing so. Even though AT&T started late in less, their LTE configuration speaks volumes in my opinion.
Sneed.
No.
Any way you could bump up the sub time?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's on 1 day right now.
1 day. You must.
Yeah. Let's bump it to a week.
Yeah, it's too bad they can't like watch. They make them watch videos for a day, and then they can chat.
Yeah, watch 24 hours of content.
24 hours of Sneed. Yeah, exactly. But I think AT&T, that strategy of the phones is as much as I hate it, in a way it's good business practice. It's good business practice because it's like having a monopoly on a certain frequency, right? And they're going to continue to do that, especially if they bid in future spectrum auctions. Saying, hey, if you want this capacity, you want this coverage, you want this great speed, even though we're not Verizon, we'll throw in some fiber discounts or what have you. But if you want to have like a bundle, or if you want to have this or that, you're going to have to purchase a phone on a network, and that's what I'm seeing the cases. That's what I'm seeing here.
Okay, you guys think we should go ahead and take a look at this first poll?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, I did a troll vote on this.
All right, let's go ahead and end the poll. If you want to get your votes in now, we're going to close it out here in a few seconds. Which MNO will deploy N77 or C Band? And this would be the combination of the 3.45 all the way up to the 3.7. Who is going to deploy it best? Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like best is pretty much a combination of a couple of things. Density and widest channel. I think both of those kind of matter because, but I will say that it's in that order is most important. Density is importance, number one. And then I think channel depth matters a little bit because wider channels, greater capacity, right? So,
yep, density capacity. That's always the first two to plan.
Yeah,
slam it on every tower possible, and we're happy.
Hey, Ryan, you don't want to talk about contiguity here because Zero Cool's not into that. He wants a bunch of little pieces that you could stitch into a blanket, all right?
5 megahertz channels, 15 of them.
I'm not saying I don't believe in continuity. Okay, I like that. I like continuity. But the thing is that what are you going to do? We don't have it. Your only choice is aggregation if you don't have continuity.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, all right, let's do it. We got 99 votes. We need one more vote for 100.
Yeah, let's do one more vote, then we'll close out.
Yep,
and
one more vote.
Of course, Sprint's going to do it right.
Yeah, Sprint did it right. They sold out.
Now I'm kind of curious. We got 80 watching. How do we have 99 votes?
Easy. They voted and had to go for a minute. Yeah. And they'll be back. What's up,
hey,
Tim?
Tim, thanks for vote 100. Let's look at the poll.
All right, let's do it. We'll see what our results are. All right, there it is. We got Verizon at 55%, AT&T at 24%, Dish at 10%, and T-Mobile at 8%. Why so low on T-Mobile, guys?
I'm wondering why so high on Dish. My expectations are not going to deploy.
I really feel like they should be switched at least.
That's interesting. Now it's polled like that because people this tells me people have more faith in Dish than T-Mobile
by 2%.
My opinion on the Dish is if the FAA said no, this is all you can't deploy this at all, too much bleed. Dish's strategy is the only strategy that would make market sense.
All right, Pete, that's enough. That's enough. You know that. Well, Dish has They have 3.45. They don't have the 3.7. Yep. Yeah. All right, so let's look at these 4 options, right? I totally get Verizon. Me personally, I'm picking Verizon on this, and here's why. Verizon has one type of N77, which means they need one type of radio. You know, they're going to do a single tower upgrade. They're going to give it a ton of backhaul, put up the antennas and the radios, and walk away. Right?
Are they going to fine-tune them after a while?
Right. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're not having to worry about okay, so take, for example, T-Mobile. They're going to have to start scheduling upgrades. Unless they're completely done with N41 by the end of this year, that means in 2023, they're going to be climbing sites putting up N41 gear, and they're also going to be putting up, N77 gear. So they're going to have to figure out. Yeah. They're going to have to figure out where are we going to get the supply? Are we going to get from Nokia? Are we going to get from Ericsson? Which vendor is going to provide it? Who's going to give us the best price? So they got to negotiate that now.
Sneed, we may look out and they're also putting mmWave up on some of those towers.
Yeah. I mean, so to me, and this is what my dad told me a long time ago. My dad told me when you need something, you buy it. You don't lollygag, you don't BS. And that's why I think a lot of people are down on AT&T. They're looking at AT&T like they're 3-4 months behind their build because they're trying to just climb a tower once with the gear that can do, both types of frequencies. And I can't blame them, but that does put them behind the 8 ball a little bit in time.
Yeah, I mean, at least with T-Mobile, they're not exactly hurting for 5G capacity.
Right.
So, T-Mobile does currently have the luxury of being able to wait a little to do one climb for all this.
Yeah. See, AT&T's not.
Nope. They're going to fall back on their LTE band.
Which their LTE is generally pretty good. It's just while the other carriers are doing this, they're doing that,
Yep.
So I got Verizon. I kind of agree with the poll. I got Verizon at 55% being the number 1, so I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 was
AT&T.
AT&T. I get it. T-Mobile. T-Mobile at 4 doesn't make sense. I think they should be 3.
Yeah.
Because Charlie hasn't launched a network yet, so it's hard to put him in the top 3 competing with the others.
We got some cell towers broadcasting Wi-Fi in Vegas for Dish, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to do the next poll?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and set that up here. But actually, I'll introduce the topic, too, while I'm creating the poll. All right, so the topic here is going to be end of year. How much more capacity and speed will the Verizon Wireless Network have due to N77 upgrades? So we're going to have to put a number to this. What do you guys think?
225%.
Holy cow. Is that the ceiling?
No.
Can you make these polls appear in our view here or no?
No, you'd have to get it in the YouTube view.
Okay. I have the YouTube chat up just next to this window so I can type to people.
All right, so what do you guys think the percentages should be? What should be the low end? 50%?
85.
85 is the low end.
Dude, there are some markets that Verizon is deploying N77 where they're upgrading from 2 and 13.
All right, Pete. So 85%, 100%. What do you think? 150 and 200?
Yeah, let's go with that.
50. And this is, by the way, this is quantifiable. Like we can get the data on this when it becomes available.
I'm going around my downtown on Verizon. I'm connecting to N5 and Band 13. If they were able to deploy C Band there, we'd be at over 800%.
By the way, this is just for end of year, end of 2022. I forgot to throw that in there. Go ahead and see if you can get that going, guys. Go ahead and get your votes in. How much more capacity and speed will Verizon have on the network from the N77 upgrades end of year 2022? Okay, so zero
150%. That's what I got.
Zero cool. Talk us through this, man. Talk to me about the end of year based on the pace and the targets we're seeing from Verizon.
Well, I mean, and here's the reason why I chose 150%, and this is a stretch for me, and I'll explain why. I am hoping, for the love of God, that the FCC will make Band 48 the CBRS full power. Okay. They need that, and the reason why they need that is because that's going to go head to head with the 3.45 for like AT&T and T-Mobile, right? So how that works when you're running a RF propagation modeling, you have to include those frequencies in there. So you basically have to figure out how those two sets of frequencies will propagate. And the reason why I would like the CBRS high power is because even I have seen, we've all seen this, like we've seen it really extremely impressive. I think when you carrier aggregate the two, obviously you're going to have over a gigabyte, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing. But the way the density is now, and especially going to be at the end of the year, this will actually perform. If they can get the CBRS high powered, it will perform a lot better than what the AT&T C Band is.
Well, I could tell you, Zero Cool, in my testing, the tower sites are handing off to each other.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's acting like C Band acts and behaves like AWS. Yeah. So
basically, the goal is this, right? So if you carrier ag the two, not only will you get those speeds, but you're going to get handoffs even further range, like how like a PCS would work, and that's the goal, because PCS was always like your fallback anchor on Band 2 for Verizon when you're actually doing a handoff to a handoff, right? And
but it was always 5 megahertz or 10 megahertz.
Right, but my analogy is if you can get the range as far as what PCS will do once you carrier aggregate, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you're golden. Game over, bro. So.
All right, so to kind of put some perspective into this, what do these percentages represent? Let's say, and this is just a number. It's completely arbitrary. Let's say that the average 5G speed on DSS band 5, right, for Verizon. Let's say the average speed is 50 megabits.
That's generous in my testing.
I think it's like 40 something, Pete. I'm just going to round it up to 50. So like if it's 50 and it increases 100%, it's going up to 100 megabits. So it's really not out of the realm of possibility that these estimates or whatever here in the poll are completely just conservative. Like Pete said it early on, he's like, we could see 300%. And that's very possible. What is 300%? I mean, goes up to 200 megabit average, 300 megabit average. It exceeds that. So honestly, I just wanted this to be conservative because we know it's going to take time to truly densify. And then as users start taking to the Verizon Home Internet, I mean, that does become a factor, right, Pete?
Oh, yeah.
Especially on a 60 megahertz channel until they get the B and C blocks cleared, which, by the way, is no foregone conclusion, apparently, because the FAA is still acting like a bunch of, scallywags.
So Sneed, I actually found a little bit more detail on this recently with the FAA.
Talk to me, bro.
Prior to the pandemic, they ended up laying off the engineers.
Really?
Wait,
Yep,
on which side? The FAA side or the carrier side?
the FAA side.
Ah, okay.
And I ended up applying to 2 of those positions expecting no callback because I don't have the physics requirement to get in. But yeah, most, if not all, were who would have been tasked in testing this were laid off.
So,
That sucks.
well,
Yeah.
here's the worst part, Pete. When they were discussing these things at the congressional hearing, it was so bad, Pete.
It was.
It was awful. Like it was like listening to people talk about things they had never heard of before. Like
That sounds
the
like
one the one lady, I swear to you, God bless her. Okay, she might have been 70 years old, and I don't think she knew how to use a smartphone. And she was sitting there, she's like, GHZ? Can you tell me about GHZ? I'm like, oh my God.
you watched those two.
I couldn't believe it, Pete.
Oh
Couldn't
yeah.
believe it. I couldn't believe it, man.
Okay,
It was unreal.
what's the gigahertz?
Yeah. She was like, "What?"
The poor
She's
lady.
like, "Can you tell me about the GHZ?" I was like, "Oh no."
I could tell you about the jizz.
Oh, man.
Sadly, I think only 30% of the congressional body might have the relevant pretext to even talk about this type of stuff when it comes to cellular.
Bro, they're ill-informed, uninformed, unprepared. They're way out of their league, man.
And they probably only got cell phones when they got the job because they thought their landline was perfectly fine until then.
Ryan says that's 99% of the U.S. population. Most people don't know jack about RF. It's just like magic to them. They're like, "Oh, cool! I got a signal on my phone." Yeah.
Hey, we have some congressional representatives who are, younger than 40 who have at least some idea of how this works.
So here was the biggest reveal, Pete. The CTIA disclosed that the FAA and the airline industry did not request data from the carriers until November.
Not only that, they also didn't request data from the FCC.
So who
Yeah.
looks bad here?
Remember how I sent you that one document, the FAA one document that was like dated December and stuff? How they just didn't do anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
like that.
the bad is the FAA, and I'm assuming some poor undersecretary or undersecretary assistant who would have been tasked between running papers between agencies.
Terrible, man. It's a terrible outcome. So everybody was talking about, oh, we got to get them at the same table, and here they were. The FAA and the airline industry didn't even want to come to the table.
I do understand Ryan's comment in chat that he posted just now. FAA has been owned by Boeing for many years. Boeing has had the plurality of FAA control for years.
It's like running the same business.
It's a fox guarding the hen house.
Crazy.
In my opinion, it's you do not want your regulators to have industry ties.
Well, what do you do? That means the whole program is flawed right here. Like this whole process. This is one of the reasons.
For a while.
This is why I said that I really felt like the FCC was being undermined in all this. Pete,
I agree with you.
In physics, we trust, bro.
Yeah. Hey, there's a reason why I'm mainly applying for government labs. Because, as Arlo Guthrie said, you need at least one good guy.
You know, I was having this conversation with my students. You guys will get a kick out of this. You know, the nature of your professions. My students were telling me they're, you know, I like math, I like English, I like writing, I like reading, all these different subjects they enjoyed and liked. And the one young lady was telling me how she hated science and she doesn't understand it. And I was like, science is the only thing that makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, how so? And I was explaining to her that science is a way of thinking and that science is a process. Science is the process of observing, questioning, testing, collecting data, analyzing said data, and drawing conclusions, and then retesting again, and then and then going through the process over and over again, trying to disprove something.
Hey,
And
Sneed,
I
how
said
many...
that's the only thing I understand. That process is the only thing that makes sense to me.
I think that's one of those students that will do politics instead of science.
And that's where I was going with the Zero Cool. Is everything else is speculation, conjecture, and opinion. Science is the only thing that involves a process that involves disproving something, falsifying it, so you know what something isn't.
Hey, I speculate on my hypothesizing, but in some situations, I take 30 to 100 pages to test, prove, or disprove it.
But that's the whole thing, Pete. That's the process. So all the other stuff, people are like, in my opinion, and then they go on and they rant and explain, and it's like, well, what do you base your opinion on? What have you analyzed? What have you observed? What have you collected? Well, you can't just, like, speculation is just, it's just a conversation. It's just a casual conversation.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the same thing as when somebody, you're standing outside and they ask you what's the temperature today, and you say, I don't know, it's kind of warm. Like, you don't even have numbers to even base your statement.
71 degrees, baby.
You can, but that's what I'm saying. Numbers and process and study and all this. This is important, and I feel literally in all of this, the science, the testing, really gave the carriers the green light to go ahead and light up a lot of these sites.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm trying to understand is why the FAA, which is a studies-based regulatory body, they have to study things. Why didn't they study things? Why did they wait till November to request data? Why didn't they do their own studies? Here's the thing, right?
I think
just
it's
looked at the
laziness on their
report.
part.
Exactly. I just looked at the report, Pete.
Their supervisors might be discouraging initiative at the moment.
Pete, I swear to you, I found 100 pilot reports of possible interference. Listen to this. First of all, what is possible interference? It's either there or it's not. Okay, so what am I? I'm possibly committing a crime? No, you either commit the crime or you don't. There needs to be clear lines here. There either is interference or there isn't.
Sneed, possible interference can only be used in one case and one case only. If extraneous variables make it difficult to determine, like a bleed, but in this situation, there were no extraneous variables other than, you should not be using coal-powered equipment.
Yeah, usually it's possible interference. We talk about that. It's usually, it could be bleed over or it could be external outside interference of an unknown source.
But within these situations, all the sources were known.
Well, exactly. Yeah, they were known.
So
they were
possible known. Interference in this scenario is a cop-out.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Yeah. The interference is alligator shoes, my friends.
It's completely inconclusive. It's completely inconclusive as to what exactly triggered or caused those reports. But the only thing that we have is testing showing that there is no interference, and 90% of Boeing's planes have been cleared.
Also, they've been landing in other countries that have been using this for over a decade.
Is anybody surprised, Pete?
Just thinking for the European side, it's the frequency is a 3.5 to 3.8.
Hey, that's more than what we were using.
I know. Yeah.
All right, we got 101 votes. We're closing it. Let's do it.
Dang Europeans for their health care where they can buy insulin when they need it. Thank you, Green 9227 with a $5 super chat. Got great news. I, assuming M, getting the S22 Ultra finally after 5 years. Get rid of my trusty S7. Congratulations.
Yeah, good to move on to a newly modernized model. That's good stuff, man.
Although I must say, with the price of that device, could have been a $1 super chat.
Save your ducats, man. Save the ducats. How much more capacity and speed will the Verizon Wireless Network have from the N77 upgrades end of year? 200% got the most votes, 37% of people. 100% improvement, 32% of the votes. All right, and with the breakdown at 103 votes, that tells you how many votes they were. All right, so looks like people are expecting big things from N77, Pete.
Oh, yeah. So am I, actually. I'm just a little disappointed my phone won't pick it up.
You're going to need a new phone.
Yeah, I'm not getting a new phone for Verizon Band.
Get yourself a Motorola, man. They're not that expensive.
Hey, well, it looks like Verizon may be the most phone-friendly carrier out there, actually.
Yeah, they are.
They are. I mean, I think T-Mobile's fine too. I think AT&T is the problem here.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Randall.
The residuals of Randall.
I mean, Pixel 5 can do 5G carrier. Pixel 6 can do the 5G carrier aggregation for T-Mobile. Why can't it do 3 gigahertz?
It shouldn't be this difficult.
Well, it works on AT&T in some markets. Probably because they didn't disable it.
I'm putting together this next poll, Pete.
You know something? I got a kind of theory on that. It's not that because we know that the older phone support they'll go back and do, but I think this is maybe. Let me know if you guys agree with this. Do you think it's more of a marketing tactic so that they can get people to go in the AT&T stores and buy new phones just for that purpose?
This is insane. They just sold these people phones less than a year ago.
I know, but what's
anybody
what's the goal of the carrier though? To get more lines and phones.
Anybody buying an iPhone 13 right now is buying a phone that's only going to get half the band.
Yeah.
In my opinion, a year-old phone should get it. We're not talking 5-year-old phones. We're talking year-old.
No, it's model year. iPhone 13. It's model year, Pete.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's a year-old phone, since traditionally we've done a 2-year upgrade cycle, a year-old phone should be able to get this update.
I mean, my Moto phone has a 778G chipset with I think it was the VIX X something modem. I forgot which, but I got C Band just fine. Without any software updates, So.
Oh, real quick, Sneed, with the science comments.
Mm-hmm.
I did a search over my thesis document, which, by the way, we're going to be talking more about on the Patreon podcast coming up. Not once did I write opinion, probably, might. I wrote everything with certainty.
Yeah, you have to be definitive in your language. You must.
If I had a period where I could be wishy-washy, my proofreaders would go, "What, you don't know this? Go figure that out." You're not done yet.
Yep. That's right. All right. New poll is up, Pete.
Yep.
It is up. Which carrier will have more fixed wireless access subscribers end of year 2022? This is total subscribers, meaning whatever they started with in 2021 and prior, and then moving forward.
Oh, that's an easy pull.
Oh yeah, AT&T all the way.
What? Yeah.
I actually have today's numbers, and then maybe this can help you make a decision. You guys ready?
AT&T is currently at 0.
That's not true.
Really?
Yeah, they have fixed wireless access, Pete.
So Verizon, if there's an article, and they always publish this too, they always outpace their network builds. Verizon does every single time.
Okay, so here's the numbers. End of December 2021, T-Mobile had 646,000 home internet subscribers. Verizon, 223,000. So essentially, T-Mobile, for all intents and purposes, 3 times as many subs as Verizon. Now,
Sneed, I think I know where they're getting some of those subs in suburban areas.
I know too.
Yeah.
It's Cox Communications.
No, like
What?
Not only Cox. I was working with somebody today who's on CenturyLink DSL.
CenturyLink has DSL.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh my God.
The N41 upload that I get right by her office window is faster than her download.
That's going to be a slam dunk conversion.
Also, the upload is 45 times faster, or the download's 45 times faster. So, yeah, that's where they're getting adopters in urban and suburban when they actually only have DSL as an option because the cable company won't run wire there.
They're saying that it's mostly about price.
That too.
Yeah, they're saying price. They're saying that they're converting fiber customers, and I'm assuming those fiber customers are paying probably $100 to $130 a month. So they're leaving and they're paying
for fiber.
Right, and they're getting the T-Mobile Home Internet for $50-$60.
And if you're paying $130 for fiber, and it's one of those lines where you can hopefully get 400 by 400, cut the price in half or a little more. If there's only 1 or 2 people using it, you won't notice the dip in capacity that much.
So we got T-Mobile at 646,000, Verizon at 223,000, and then we have AT&T at 500,000 fixed wireless access. So end of year 2022, who has the most subscribers?
Wait, you said AT&T at 6,000?
500,000.
500,000.
So what the question really is, Pete, is who do you think is going to have the growth this year? Because we know T-Mobile's plans. We know I think they're going to have a huge monster year in fixed wireless access. I think Verizon's going to have a big year too. I just don't know. Like AT&T's the fiber company, dog. I don't know how we can expect them to do much. I don't know.
Hey, there's this one site near one of my friend's house. T-Mobile got N41 aggregated with N71 there. They'd convert them over in an hour from HughesNet.
HughesNet, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But the 71 outperforms the N5 on Verizon, no problem.
Oh, I don't doubt that. You got more bandwidth on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the votes are in. We got 60 votes right now. We'll wait another couple of minutes. We'll see if we can get the votes up. To kind of look at these numbers, I want to give the edge to T-Mobile because I think...
No, God.
And I know an engineer is going to hate that, but like...
Wait. Is this because you don't like building out for it?
No. I just think that T-Mobile is like, okay, look at the stock price after their Q4 earnings.
It went up $5.
It popped up very nicely, Pete. No, it went up like $10, didn't it?
Let me double check.
I'm pretty sure it's up. So that means when they executed on the ads, the investors responded. They're like, "Oh, people do want this product. People do want T-Mobile Home Internet, and they want to leave their cable ISP for them. Maybe this actually is a growth and revenue stream for them. Because if it is, the ARPU is going to be exponentially higher, and I'll explain why. First of all,
price is up $18.
There you go. So the reason I think this is big for their ARPU is because you're literally going to add $50 to $60 on an account, right? That's more money than any of the wireless phones on the plan, unless it's a single line account. If it's a multi-line account, it's less. But if it's a single line account, it's whatever.
And the fixed wireless is basically surplus spectrum that the mobile phone users aren't actively using.
And then think about it, Pete. They're shipping you a modem, self-installed. You turn it on, it's active. Boom, it's done and over with, right? The only thing, Pete, that I have concerns about for the T-Mobile Home Internet is the churn rate.
Oh yeah,
because there are people having trouble with the gateways.
Yeah, those gateways, if they're set up incorrectly, you get a freaking hot box.
The other problem, Pete, is not every tower site is well optimized.
Yeah,
and people are having trouble with like locking into band 41 and 41, or they're stuck on 71, and that's the difference between them getting 350 down and 50 down.
Yep.
And that's the difference between them getting 50 up and 7 up.
Yep. By the way, we got a 271 super chat from MS. What do you think of T-Mobile and MVNOs selling home internet?
So here's what I think they're doing with that. They're basically telling people, since there's a chance that people won't see our ads, and there's a chance that we don't have a store within a certain small market, you guys sell it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Some revenue from selling home internet's better than no revenue.
Thank you, MS. Appreciate the super chat, and also a big shout out to Green. Thanks for your super chat as well. Appreciate you guys.
Austin Turner's pointing out what you were saying with poorly optimization on the sites, with his gateway only locking to band 26.
That means he's stuck on a freaking Sprint site like I was.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Also,
which those sites were not, they haven't been upgraded unless they're keep sites that have all the new gear.
So Cesar Gonzalez with a $5 super chat.
Thanks, bro.
Just got home from work, but glad to be here, Sneed and everyone.
Thanks, Cesar. Appreciate you, man.
Glad you're here. Enjoy the show.
We got 70 votes. Which carrier will have more fixed wireless access subs end of year? I actually think we should close out this poll now because we can get on to the next one. This one just doesn't seem to be getting much traction.
Nah.
So let's go ahead and let's close it out and take a look at the results here. Somebody's on their iPad. Yeah, it's much easier to type on mobile,
Ryan's been watching my streams on iPad sometimes. So,
all right, which carrier will have more fixed wireless access subs end of year 2022? We got T-Mobile at 59%, Verizon at 36%, AT&T at 4%. You know what, man? I think those results are spot on. I think that's the way it should be. I think T-Mobile's got a little bit of a jump on Verizon. It makes sense for them to be ahead a little bit.
So, real quick, we got 2 new super chats. Got a $50 super sticker from Santiago Fernandez.
Santiago, thank you for the super chat, man. That's very generous of you. Very kind of you. Way above and beyond, man. Thank you. Pair character, riding a firework rocket disappearing away before bursting in the sky.
We also got $10 from good friend Carlos S. Tech saying N41 already congested on 100 megahertz. This is BS. How is it so congested when on Sprint / T-Mobile, more people are still on LTE phones only?
What up, Los?
What's up, Los? Sounds to me like those sites they need help, man.
They need that millimeter wave deployed yesterday.
See, a lot of these problems with it's not necessarily the amount of bandwidth; it's the backhaul and density that's plaguing T-Mobile. You can do a lot with 100 megahertz. You really can.
But what but Zero Cool, we've seen like SINAR issues and noise issues in like Los's market, right?
Yeah,
density and optimization can fix all that. Let's put it this way: you can't optimize. I don't want to say this. You can't optimize a cluster of towers if you don't have a cluster of towers. If you just have one little lonely tower or two, yeah, of course it's going to be crap.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Zero Cool. If there are multiple towers within the phone's range, would they be able to determine which tower is less congested and have the other user just use that one?
Yeah, that's part of the O-RAN. So basically, when you look at, like, for example, Signal Check Pro, you see your serving cell. Okay, you see your PCI and whatnot. But then at the bottom, you're going to see other neighbor cells. Those are your neighbor sites around you. Okay? So basically, if you have enough density around your serving area that's actually doing beam forming around you, that's how your phone's going to negotiate and take and compensate for that. So, I mean, I'm just gonna pull my Verizon win, root metrics win. Okay, density won. Density was the king, and we didn't have a. I had perfect. Let's put it this way: in a cluster of 40 sites, perfect SINAR the whole way. Why? Nice. Because basically what you do is you optimize your cluster of sites for your handoffs and for your transmit power and your P cell, your S cell configurations. You basically optimize each sector, each cell. It's like think of it as like a Jenga block, right? You're building little pieces of Jenga, to make a huge a huge Jenga block. That's pretty much what it is.
So it seems like Carlos is saying where he's at, T-Mobile has more towers than the other three. The main issue is they're not playing well with each other.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I would have to, it's just our configuration issues. Sounds like it could be backhaul issues. It could be.
What do you think of the fact that Sprint was great in Vegas, but T-Mobile struggles?
Nah, you don't want to know my comment on that, man.
All right. So I mean, I kind of thought about that. Like Carlos spoke very highly of, Sprint in that market. And that's a thing, like regional differences and market to market variability. We see that all the time.
Sprint was nice in that market, except those spots where you were on 1X.
Man, Sprint was. Let's just say like. Yeah, it's like I said, all the work that Sprint did in LA that I was a part of, it's just it just went to shit. Like and it was just it's bad, and a lot of people got upset about it, and I wasn't the only one. So but I get what they're trying to do. Like I said, it's the build plan, right? So you're taking, again, more Jenga blocks just to add to the puzzle. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to get nice and pretty, but this is what happens when you acquire a company. You take out the old and you bring in the new. Now, the new stuff is going to take time, yeah, but it's going to be really good once it gets all done. So,
it's going to give us that new car smell?
I really hope so.
Oh,
big shout out to Carlos. Big shout out to Carlos. Big shout out to Santiago. Thanks for the super chats, as well as I think Cesar MS, and I think there was one more before that. I don't know.
We also have Green.
Green. That's right. Yep. Thank you, Green. Yep. Thanks, guys, so far for those super chats. You know what, Ryan? I think you're onto something. You know, the engineers that know the network should be the ones there to lead the way. Unfortunately, I think some of those good people, those knowledgeable, skilled, experienced people, got kind of railroaded a little bit, and you know, T-Mobile has their ways. You know, let's just put it like that. You know,
Although, contrary to Carlos's issue, apparently in St. Louis, T-Mobile's knocking that out of the park.
oh yeah, you could look at the root metrics. You can look at the reports. It's the data shows that they're doing very well. You know, you
They
got.
just
I
need
wish
to.
people. I wish people use those reports. Like they go to carrier stores and they're like, "What
Yeah.
kind of deal can you give me on a phone?" Instead of them going to like Root, instead of going to Open Signal, Ookla, they go to the store and they're like, "What's your best deal on the iPhone?"
Yeah. Just pull up the root metric score Modesto, man. Super impressed. 100% 100% reliability.
So basically, in Modesto, there should only be Verizon stores, right? Zero cool.
I mean, yeah, there. But here's the weird part about it. There's more AT&T stores than Verizon stores in Modesto.
No way.
Oh yeah.
There are more AT&T stores in one month than there are T-Mobile, and AT&T has no service in 3 sectors.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I would literally put a T-Mobile store next to every AT&T store. And I would put up a sign. Look at your phone. Do you have a signal?
The T-Mobile stores are actually always by a Jimmy John's.
Yep.
Or a
holy crap, you're right, dude. They're all by Jimmy John's.
Well, of course I'm right. What do you? Yeah, like
bro, holy crap.
I wish I were by Subway.
Yeah, they're always by a Jimmy John's and a Jersey Mike's. So
you think
How'd
it's
you
because
know?
Do you think it's because after they buy
I'm an
phones they
engineer.
can't afford a steak?
No, it's not that. And here's the reason why.
No,
why
you
they
want
do-
a sub sandwich swimming in vinegar.
The reason why they do this, and I'm guilty of this. Okay, this is my food talking here. People like in the 20s, 30s age, and me. If I was in the market, and I would get something to eat before I walked in the cell phone store. That's just what I do.
By
the
way, I like Jersey Mike's more than Jimmy John's.
Yes, sir. I love
Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is like one notch above Subway. One notch.
Yep.
Hey, I will say one thing about Subway, though. I can get an okay salad from them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, barely.
Hey, I said it was okay. I didn't say it was good.
Yeah, I buy a cookie and leave, bro.
But, driving cross country, I want me a salad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
it's just, right. Like
Steven Smith, thank you for the $2 super chat.
Thanks, Steven. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Steven. Yeah, it's basically the marketing, how they position their stores, and 9 times out of 10, if you like Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's, please stop into a T-Mobile store afterwards and get a nice upgraded phone.
On that N41.
On that N41. But if you want to wait for the 3.45, it may not be in your market. But
that's okay. They're going to have to buy an even newer phone to get that.
Right.
All right.
That phone's
you guys
not out yet.
Are you guys ready for a Sneed rant?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'll try not to, fly off the handle here. But I have a
hold
rant.
on. Wait. What's it about first?
It's about like prepaid lines versus postpaid lines and expectations.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Hey, okay. Wait! Didn't I say the prepaid and the essentials were like trials?
You're right, Pete. Let's take it there. All right. Okay, so I'm seeing some of the most ridiculous comments in my videos, comments and tweets on Twitter. People actually producing content about this. Do not compare Visible to like postpaid Verizon. Okay, so actually here's the bigger problem. Don't compare Magenta MAX to your Visible line.
Oh. So
okay, because here's what's happening. People are looking at it like, okay, here's Verizon's service. I'm going to go ahead and try Visible. And then they're like, okay, and I'm going to try T-Mobile's Magenta MAX. Like, what are you thinking?
That's like comparing American cheese to a cabin bar.
Yeah, bro. Literally, Visible is bologna. And Magenta MAX would be a thin-cut filet slice.
Wait, are we talking like pork bologna or beef bologna?
Does it even matter at this point, Pete?
Yes, I like beef bologna more.
Okay, fine. You can have your beef bologna. All right. What is your thought process if you are testing quote unquote Verizon by testing Visible? No, you could test coverage, right?
Yeah,
you could say, okay, well, do they have service in these places? But to be upset, disappointed, and unhappy with the speeds and the capacity offered to you and afforded to you on that plan, like, you must have a complete disconnection from reality. No way in this great country of the US of A can you get a $25 line to be the equivalent of a postpaid line on any carrier.
A one line on an account, that is, for $25 to be the equivalent.
I just don't get it. Like I said, it makes sense to test it for coverage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how is Verizon coverage? Sure, how is Verizon's coverage out here? You know, or you know, how has it changed, or is it better? You know, you could do the same thing with Cricket too. Cricket is not AT&T postpaid.
It's not Pro Max Ultimate.
Whatever, you know, like,
I mean, it's good, but
I have to say this because this is coming up way too much. Visible is not Verizon. Cricket is not AT&T. Boost Mobile is not AT&T or T-Mobile.
T-Mobile Essentials is not T-Mobile.
It's unfair, inaccurate, and it's just blasphemous to sit there and compare prepaid and MVNO and say, oh, this must be what the postpaid experience is.
Yeah, no, I agree. To be honest, like for prepaid, how I look at prepaid, I had a couple. I used to have Visible. I used to have some AT&T prepaid. I don't remember which MVNO it was. But what I do is for prepaid, and this is for whatever when I use, I go by price. Yeah, that's all I look at. I don't look at anything else.
So here's what Dennis has learned.
You're not going to get download on prepaid. No, you're going to get a phone call and nobody's going to pick it up.
So here's the thing, Pete. Dennis hated Verizon's network for so long, and then he actually used a postpaid Los Mobile Verizon line, and it changed everything.
Hey, it's a solid network.
But here's the thing. The Verizon network is very delegated to the plans.
Oh, yeah.
It really, it's very distinguishable. If you have a top-tier premium postpaid plan, you know it. And if you have a starter unlimited or a prepaid MVNO or Visible, you know it.
That's how they manage all their. That's how they manage their low spectrum allotment. If you're paying $90 for one line, you're getting a better treatment than if you're paying $25.
Here's the thing: I don't have a problem with people trying other MVNOs and prepaid. Just align your expectations, and then understand that when you are using a prepaid service, it is not apples to apples comparing it to postpaid.
Yeah, it's like American cheese compared to brie.
Bro, listen, the Germans make a Jetta and the Germans make a Benz. You can have either one.
Well, how about, yeah, it's not like it's not like picking between a Beetle and a Porsche.
Well, that's okay. So Santiago chimed in. Appreciate the commentary, Santiago. AT&T has enough capacity where I still get around 100 kilobits per second on prepaid unlimited plus, but Los Blue is way better in speeds and stability, so it's not all about capacity. I hear you, but those like ping times on prepaid are rough.
Yep.
The uplink can be capped. You know, there's so many different things that will become like you can get a jittery connection because the latency is high, right? I'm just saying the expectations need to be realistic. You know, you got to know what you're signing up for and you got to know what you're paying for. Now, if a network, because like I've seen this before, I I tested AT&T prepaid in the CLE, and it was really good. For prepaid, it was excellent. Same thing with Visible here. You could have Visible as a primary in Cleveland, but look at their tower density. Look at the small cells. Look at the millimeter wave, the CBRS. We got C Band going up in rural America over here. That's my public service announcement. Be realistic about your expectations. Do not evaluate a network based on a prepaid carrier. Not really fair. Okay, one more PSA. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Is this about Michael's comment about Xfinity Mobile being postpaid Verizon?
No, that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, where the hell's Keon at?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is for all the 3G users out there.
Get to the freaking current year.
All right, here it is. Your carriers want you off that daggone 3G connection. All right. They are willing to give you a free 5G phone. Just go to the store and go get the daggone free phone. Go.
You don't.
I'll give you scallops. I'll give you scallops. Please get the hell off 3G. I'm sick of monitoring it. I'm sick of working on it. Please get off it. Just
Here's the thing, guys.
I'm
3G.
sick of it being a band.
I know. Here's the thing about the 3G. Hardly anyone's on it. It makes no sense to operate the equipment. Shut it down. Refarm the spectrum onto some LTE or 5G and call it a day. Get over to your carrier. Take the frickin' free 5G phone and move on with your life.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I was actually thinking about today, and I kind of want to comment on. Like, for 5G, when standalone gets here, we need as much spectrum as we can over on the 5G side, because on the LTE side, that's just that's how your phone is going to fall back on, right? To LTE, it's not going to have 3G to fall back on anymore, right? So your LTE is going to kind of be like a souped-up version of what a 3G would. So again, get the hell off 3G.
Yeah, but they're gonna give 1 megabit on LTE.
Say what, Sneed?
They're gonna still neuter it to 1 megabit on LTE.
That's fine. Make it. I actually, looking at by FCC law, they're gonna have to make it 25 meg at least.
Hey Ryan, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong on this. There are people that watch my channel that don't watch on phones. They watch on laptops. They watch on desktops. They have good home internet, but they're still rocking a 3G phone. I swear to you, that is fact.
I like to. Can we do almost? It's not a poll, but just put it in the chat if you could, please. What is or was your favorite? This could be any carrier. What was your favorite 3G phone? Give me the.
No, I'm not doing it.
Number. Oh, come on!
I'm not doing it. I refuse. I will not comply. I will not.
The OG Razor. That thing was sharp.
I loved my Motorola V950 Renegade from Sprint. Oh my God, that phone! If they can make that phone work again on the LTE, I will buy it.
Bruh. Enough. Enough of this 3G talk nonsense. Get off the 3G. Get off. Bro, I'm telling you, these phones are free. They will, bro. Yep. Okay, now let me tell you where my inspiration comes from. Eugene, Sweaty Armpits, aka Mike Sievert, said that they have approximately 200,000 to 300,000 users still on the 3G network. That is unbelievable. Yeah, and then he followed it up by saying these are unresponsive, low usage, no usage customers.
Hold up. Ryan, I'm not going to pour out some liquor for CDMA. I'm going to pour out some kerosene.
Oh, my God.
By the way, $5 super chat from a friend of the channel, Carlos. Verizon giving free TCL 30 V5G. It's an excellent phone for free. It has sub 6 millimeter wave. Does it have sub 6 or is it sub 3?
Oh. Nice, Pete. Nice.
Might just be a low band millimeter wave for all we know.
Yeah, apparently the DoD spectrum is a contentious situation.
Yeah,
God.
you need a premium phone, a 2022 phone, just to get it.
See, here's what I was telling you guys. Look, Fred's using 3G. I told you guys there are still, some users on the 3G network. I'm telling you.
That's a 3G phone, buddy.
Do you like those text messages that are nothing?
The T9, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now here's the thing: there are people. I don't know where the places are, but there are people that tell me there are places with 3G only.
Hey,
So
yes, that is absolutely 100% correct. Look at Montana. We only have UTMS up there. It's absolutely horrible.
So I must say there are some null sites on LTE and 5G where the 3G works just fine. I wouldn't mind having that 3G spectrum be broadcast over the null site on a better configured.
I feel so sorry for the people out there in Montana. If you need LTE now, just move to a different state.
Yeah, easy as that. The cost of living goes up, but so does your quality of life.
Your quality, yes, thank you. Your quality of life.
Wait, so what's so great about having quality of life where you got to drive 4 hours to get to a Walmart?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, where I live, everything is within walking distance. Everything, like shops, movie theaters, everything. Yeah, if you're in Montana and you're in this stream.
By the way, we have a very good representation of rural America on the channel.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Ryan talking to me over my stream. I think he's considered rural, and yeah. But yeah, Montana. Isn't that what the LEO satellites are for coverage?
Well, I mean, that's if you don't have the.
I still think we should have some
stuff.
I still think with IAB Zero Cool, like some of this technology's got to start kicking in some of these places.
It will, but the issue is with IAB, you really need a standalone core for that. But the reason why I say that's because you're going to need the throughput full of spectrum on a 5G network on millimeter wave. So you need that the full frequency range on SA to do that, make that effectively work. So,
by the way, Carlos, I did find the small town outside of Billings, like 20 miles, absolutely gorgeous. Had T-Mobile Band 66 there, and Billings had some great entertainment and coffee. So, yeah, good outdoorsy state. Loved Glacier National Park, by the way.
You guys want to do an AMA? You guys want to just take questions? I think that's what we'll do. Myself, Zero Cool, and the bearded dragon himself, Pete. If you guys have any questions for us, even if it's non-tech related, we might be able to answer them for you. The worst thing that we could say to your question is no, I'm not answering that. So go ahead and ask, and we'll pick out some of the good ones. Zero Cool is from the planet Zorb. You guys can ask him about that.
Come on.
Pete, I think lives on the side of a mountain, so you guys can ask him about that.
Yeah.
You guys know me. I just wrestle bears, so you can ask me about that. So whatever you guys want to do, go ahead.
Steve, we both wrestle bears.
I've wrestled Pete, therefore I've wrestled the bear. Yeah, we'll do some AMA stuff. It could be tech related. It could be just actually we could do Super Bowl picks too.
There's one of those happening.
Brady lost and he's retired. I'm done with football, man. I'm switched to World Cup every 4 years.
Good riddance, bruh. Peace. Get out of here.
I love me some World Cup.
Oh yeah,
bro. When Brady retired, I straight up pulled like a Peter Griffin. Stay out of here. I swear, if he comes back, bro, I'm gonna throw a frozen water balloon at his neck, bro.
No, there's no way.
All right, here's a good question. This one's about OEMs. What do you all think about what happens to the unlocked phone makers? What do you think, Pete?
I can answer that. So basically, as kind of stated before, the most friendly um, carriers for unlocked phones is going to be Verizon and AT&T. I'm sorry, Verizon and T-Mobile. Verizon and
Yeah.
T-Mobile. AT&T is not friendly for a couple reasons. One, because of the firmware and also on their phones, and also the IMS, which is basically the signaling protocol that's used for their VoLTE. Okay, so they have to actually certify that. So basically, certified phones work on certified networks, right? So, and those are the phones that AT&T would sell. But as far as Verizon and T-Mobile go, they're really unlock friendly, and
yeah.
and they don't require the stringent VoLTE and
The ghost of Randall.
the ghost of Randall that AT&T does. Yeah, exactly. And then for me personally, I have a Motorola Edge on Verizon, and it's works on C band. So if you're looking to have C band and with a phone that you like, make sure it supports N77, and you should be good to go for Verizon C band.
Yo, EM Tech, we're not going to give you Zero Cool's take on that. We're going to give it to Pete. Pete, what do you think about N77 propagating 10 plus miles on the Verizon coverage map?
Is that off one tower?
Yeah, I the coverage map is just way off, Pete. It's really bad.
What?
Yeah, it's bad. It's
Wait.
really bad.
I can't even get that with 300 megahertz on cellular. Brazil doesn't have that on their 300 megahertz.
Do they have 300 megahertz?
Yeah, it's a calling band.
Holy crap, that is low. Will full
It's
spectrum
the lowest
Verizon
deployed.
Will full spectrum Verizon CBRS and C band be better penetration than T-Mobile's N41?
Yes.
Depends on how you bend it.
I like the C band situation a little bit better than CBRS because of the power.
Yep.
But if the CBRS does get a little bit more power, then I have it becoming a little bit more meaningful.
Yeah, it will. Like I said, if CBRS does become full power, when you carry the two, so anytime you carry something, you have to increase your transmit power, right?
Yep.
So that's going to be above an N41, because God knows if it's even going to, the N41 is even going to be on FDD at any point from Planet Zorb.
Ooh, FDD would be amazing for N41.
Oh yeah, that's the goal, but it's going to be taken forever.
Hey, if your team's able to deploy it, I'll ask them if they want my son named after the lead engineer.
Luna says Matt Stafford went to the Rams. The Lions traded Matt Stafford to the Rams. They didn't want him. And then he goes to the Super Bowl. You got to love it. You got to love it.
Like this Michael Loke question, since it's directed at us. Since you've been in the bakery so much, what was that about bakery?
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, since you've been in the bakery so much, what is your favorite kind of brownie? I prefer ultra fudgy quadruple chocolate mocha brownies. Okay, so my take on that is...
I call those fudge packers, and they're amazing.
Yeah, the deeper, the richer the cocoa concentration, count me in.
Oh, hell yeah, the better.
So the chocolate, basically, the more chocolatey it gets, count me in.
Because the brownie is a chocolate delivery apparatus.
Yeah, Mackinac Island up in Michigan has some really good brownies.
Yo, Carlos, man. Yo, don't take it there, bro. Don't talk about my American football now. Don't do that, dog.
Well, okay, so I like Brazil. Obrigado, man. Brazil. I like Neymar, right? So
I love me the All Blacks, man. Let me tell you.
Yes, Luna, the C band will be supported on the iPhone 12. People are using it right now, actually. So, yeah, you're good to go, except for AT&T.
Yeah. So, MT Houston TX $1 super chat saying, "Hey, y'all, just supporting the channel. iOS won't round off the dollar. Sorry."
Yeah, I totally believe this, Santiago. I'm not surprised. The map is just not right. I don't know how. And Madbird, I wish I could help you out, man. 180 on an N77 site. I just say keep praying until it gets better, dog. They do have to optimize sites. Give it a little bit of time, I guess. Just wait.
Throw up the Michael question. It was after the Luna the Body C Band one.
I don't see one.
It says, do SMT Pete and...
I got this one. I got the super chat from MT Houston, Texas. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Appreciate the support. And it's okay. Don't worry about the penny, man.
So Michael says, think fixed wireless is ready to match cable internet. I expect low latency, no buffering, no weak signals or issues that would come up because of a poor internet experience. Fixed wireless could replace cable internet if they can get the density and the surplus capacity right. But it also depends on the use cases. Like if you're a Facebook user and you mainly just read your friends or knitting groups updates on the Facebook, yeah, fixed wireless would be good for you. Might encounter some issues if you're uploading 4K video, though.
All right, so I want to... Okay, we got some soccer commentary here. Mo Salah is not overrated. David, me and you got to fight, bro. All right? But he's like one of my favorite soccer players in the world. So
what
me and
team
you
is
are going to...
on?
He's on Liverpool.
Oh, I don't follow.
He's overrated.
I like Manchester United, but I don't follow the.
He plays international too. He plays for Egypt.
Yep.
Okay. He's a great player. Now he's not the best player. I get it, but he is a great player. But I have to tell you this. I think the best soccer players are the ones that make their teammates better. Yeah. So, for example, Lionel Messi. For a long time, I didn't think he was really making his teammates better. He was a great singular player, like incredible goals, incredible skill and talent, but it never necessarily always translated to winning because you can't do it on your own. And I don't know. I like, for example, during Lionel Messi's prime, I thought Ronaldo was better. So I never looked at Messi. Fan. Yeah, but still, it's undeniable. Like Ronaldo basically dominated the sport internationally and, on the club level for like 20 years, for 2 decades. So I don't know. And I always thought Messi was the best talent, but it just never got put together. Like he lost so many games on so many good teams. And I'm just like, why is he such an underachiever? Why can't they win more? You know what that reminds me of? It's like LeBron. You go to the finals 30 times and you win 4 championships. That's not impressive.
Nope.
Like MJ went 6 times and won 6 rings. You know what I'm saying? Kobe went 6 times and won 5 rings. They had that one loss to the Pistons, which was crazy. The defense was just so good. Super chat from James. Thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. And you're very welcome. And thanks for supporting us. Did I miss anything else? Send you some brownies, Troy? Sure, man. I got you. I can't blame you for being a Lionel Messi stan, Ryan. He's a great player. He was a lot of fun to watch in his prime. He's still a great player, for sure. What is it? Wait, the higher the gas price goes, the faster my phone goes?
Yep.
Let's see here. Salah is top 3 behind Messi and Ronaldo. I mean, Liverpool's loaded. They got a lot of good players. So they got Mane. They got a lot of talent on that team. So that makes Salah a better player because he's got better talent to support him. Coutinho's a good player, absolutely. Yep, you guys are naming good players for sure. Messi is the best ever, in my opinion. Sheesh. Ooh. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
I think Pele could
Neymar's the best. Sorry.
You got Neymar as the GOAT, bro? Come on.
He's the GOAT, man.
Pele.
The GOAT.
Pele.
Just wait. He's going to be. I predict Brazil's going to win, man. No, dude, no one's better. No one's better than Neymar.
Did Messi leave for Real Madrid? Or am I
Marvin from
different
Memphis.
Messi?
We iced out everybody I know that has T-Mobile is going to VM.
Shit.
Oh, that means power is down, man. Damn. They gotta get backup power.
Hopefully you can stay warm there.
Yeah, your power is out. The last thing you're worried about is your phone, dog.
Yeah, the first thing I'm worried about is how I'm staying warm and if my food will spoil.
Yeah. Ooh, those are good picks. TNM LeBlanc. Mbappe is a great player. De Bruyne is a great player. Those are good. That's also the new school. You know, like these are the new stars of the world.
What label is MT Tech with the $5 super chat talking about?
Maradona, that boy was good, absolutely, but he was always like on something. like when you're under the influence of a narcotic, it kind of changes your performance. You know, you basically become a super soldier. You're like Captain America on the soccer field.
Man, I just like coffee and some depression, and I'm good.
Oh man, $5 super chat from EM Tech. Most important question of the night. Sneed, you get that label yet, dog? I just got the label, dog.
What label is it?
I'll tell you after the stream, man.
Okay. Santiago says, when T-Mobile goes out, I know T-Mobile at work. But to be fair, nor does Verizon. So, yeah, I'm never concerned with my phone service if the power goes out. Just want to stay warm, make sure my food doesn't spoil, and I can find something to eat. I'm hungry.
All right. Is Joey going to win a title? What do you guys think? Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, you like their chances?
I don't think so, no.
No. Can we go back to World Cup?
Yeah.
Hey, man. I like me some rugby.
Rugby. Pete, you would like rugby. I could see you in a rugby shirt,
I used to
man.
play rugby.
Yeah, I could see you with the rugby shirt with the big-ass collar.
Yep.
And those stripes looking like Where's Waldo and shit.
So when I played rugby, it took 4 people to slow me down moving across that field.
Nice.
Yo, Pete.
And then I herniated myself lifting something.
Yo, Pete, you think I could take you down, dog?
We'd have to try.
All right. Will AT&T's new Spectrum work on the new iPad Mini and iPhone 12 Pro Max?
Maybe the 14.
We don't know. So what I did was when I looked at Sambar's disclosures, it sounded like, no, it's not going to work for now. And then it sounded like, okay, well, maybe we could change that in the future. So to be TBD, as they say, the kids are saying.
They want the rich people phones to get it. The plebe phones, not really.
I don't understand, Pete. An iPhone 13 Pro Max is selling right now as a brand new device, model year device, and it's not going to work?
Hey, it's not the 14 Pro Max Ultimate exclusive for AT&T.
Oh, man. Oh, I wanted to ask you something, Pete. When do you think T-Mobile's going to discontinue the third line free promo that they always run?
I think they forgot they have it.
No, man. I mean, people literally will switch 2 lines and get a third line free. They'll come from another carrier and they'll be like, yeah, your third line is free.
No, like literally, I think at this point, corporate forgot they're offering it.
How many lines can you get on a regular consumer account?
I think it's 8.
So you could essentially do 2, get the third, and then it's going to be 4 and 5 and get the 6th. And then that's so you can have 2 free lines on an 8-line account.
I don't think it works that way.
No?
No. Yeah, it's a new account. The third line's free, and everyone after that is at a gradually lower rate. Overall.
So then what does that do to the price of the line in most instances? About $30, $25.
I think it lowers in general for 5 lines. Each line goes down about $7 because of that.
Okay.
But hey, if they just keep it running and people are actually happy with the service they're getting, who's to complain?
You ain't lying, bro.
I mean, it's better for the consumer than it is for the company. And hey, any consumer win is a good win.
I mean, they've said it's been a retention play for them, and it's worked.
I don't see them needing it for retention for me. If they didn't do N41 in my market, so wouldn't be retention because Verizon and AT&T were not as solid in the city as T-Mobile was even before 5G.
How's Denver, Pete?
It's good for T-Mobile and Verizon. I haven't tested it on AT&T.
How about Boulder?
T-Mobile. The other two are starved for spectrum.
Colorado Springs?
Haven't tested AT&T, but T-Mobile and Verizon are good. T-Mobile seems to connect better and cheaper rate plans.
So AT&T is weak sauce in Colorado.
Yeah, I think they have spectrum deficiencies.
I just think it's a lack of upgrade. I don't think it's spectrum, dog.
I don't know what it is, but I sit around people with the ultimate, the $80 line, and they're all complaining about slow service and congestion and no service. And then I'm there getting a phone call on my T-Mobile line.
Anything else for the go to the order, gents? We really did a lot of deep dives into those polls, and the nation got to speak on it. So if there's anything else for the go to the order, let's do it. Oh, we got one from Vivian. Oh, I like
that AMA question.
Hold on. I got this one. This one's good, man. I love this one. All right. What are y'all's favorite dinosaurs and why? In my opinion, it's a green flag when a guy has a favorite dinosaur because it means he isn't an overly serious stick in the mud. My favorite dinosaur is the Pteranodon.
My favorite dinosaur...
Wait. Hold up. Back up the truck. That's an archosaur.
Okay. Dinosaurs and birds, bro. Same thing.
Yeah, but that was an archosaur.
What? So I have to be a terrestrial dinosaur?
Yeah. She said dinosaur.
All right. Fine, man.
My favorite dinosaur is Littlefoot from The Land Before Time.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go the Transformers Dinobots. I'm going to go with Spike from the most recent one, the spiky one.
Go ahead,
Pete.
I like the Stegosaurus.
The Stegosaurus with the spikes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Head plate, spiky tail.
What's the one that's like a rhino? Is it Triceratops? Those are cool too.
Yep, Triceratops is that.
Yeah, those a lot.
But interesting fact, they have found Stegosaurus fossils in Boulder, Colorado.
Those velociraptors are pretty sweet too, man. I can't lie.
Oh yeah,
fleet-footed and quick.
TNM is saying
yes, Grimlock. It's Grimlock, bro. Yes, Grimlock. Yes, Grimlock from the Transformers. Yes.
So, the Jurassic World movie, I looked out, and the premiere in Colorado, there was a AMA with Barker, the famous archaeologist in the dino community. It was an amazing talk, and I loved hearing all his complaints about all the Jurassic Park movies, despite the fact he was a consultant for all of them.
You remember the part in the Jurassic Park movie where the guy's in the bathroom, bro, and the T-Rex finds him?
Yep.
That was classic, bro. They really tried to make those dinosaurs out to be dummies, man. That was messed up.
Dinosaurs were, smart as a whip.
We got a comment from Big Rubes here. We got some hashtags. What do we got here? Hashtag sweaty armpits. Hashtag ping thong. Hashtag T-Mobile Gen. It's a Friday night, man. Absolutely.
Is he in one of those places where AT&T is good?
I don't think so. I think he's in Phoenix.
So could we do those hashtags for the other two companies too then? I mean, outside of Phoenix, where I had more drops from Verizon than I did on N71.
I have to agree with this, Santiago. Dinosaurs greater than sweaty armpits. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
You guys think Ryan's right? I think maybe he's onto something here. That the response with the stock, I think, yeah.
Yep.
I think you're right. I think Eugene gets a little bit more wiggle room. The line was getting a little short, man.
I'm still surprised he's still there, but that's another thing. Yeah.
Anything else for the good of the order, gents?
I'm doing AMA type stuff just to, play some games on YouTube most mornings that I'm not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been sharing your stuff, so hopefully the community kind of discovers your channel and then we can get some viewership over there.
Hey, I don't care too much about tips at the moment, but I wouldn't mind getting monetized just so I can talk and I don't know, some weird ad will come up that sticks between video games, cell phones, and cybersecurity. So, maybe read Shadow Legends for some reason.
Yeah. All right, boys. Anything else? Zero Cool? Anything?
No. Good, man.
All right. Big shout out to Zero Cool. Big shout out to Pete. Thank you guys for hanging out for a bit. Thanks for your time. We appreciate you greatly. Big shout out to everybody that offered super chats. Thank you so much for your kind and generous donations. Big shout out to the Mod Squad. All right. The Blue Wrenches out there. Hashtag Mod Squad. All right. Hashtag Ravioli Gang for everybody that was eating or snacking during this live stream. Hashtag Replay Crew. Hashtag Replay Crew. Hashtag 2Live Crew. And what did we do? We did a hashtag physics, didn't we, earlier?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out to Science. Thanks for providing meaningful insight and guiding good decision making. Thank you. Hashtag Science.
Another thing about Science. Thanks for the motivation to do what I do.
Exactly.
That stuff's addictive.
Hey, thanks, Luna. Glad you're enjoying the shows. Thank you, Big Rubes. Hometown Custom PC. RFK, everybody check out his channel. Los, thank you for coming through and hanging out. Mike West, MS, James. Let me see who else we got in here. I'll just try to rattle off as many people as possible. Ryan, LeBlanc, Alternative Reality, Kazi, Santiago, EM Tech, David H, Medardo, Fred. Man, there's a lot of people. Troy, a lot of people.
Thank you, Christopher, for subscribing to my channel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, big shout out to Christopher. Ron B, thank you, man. I don't know, Person 08. You guys are the best. Thank you. We out this piece.
Peace.